Hey guys, welcome to another one of our videos. I'm the Worm, and this is the Proton. Today we are doing a juice review. We did receive this free of charge from e-smokeless.co.uk. Thank you very much, John. Lovely bloke.
Cheers, mate.
And today we are doing the...
It's not going to affect our review. After leaving it free of charge for one in. Today we're going to do the tobacco flavour, just the Hangsen Tobacco flavour. But John sent us down all three basically strengths of this tobacco. Basically, he said it was one of his best e-liquids in terms of tobacco. He knows our preference is 12, but his best seller is 24, and we said, well, we'll compare them side by side if you like, and let people know exactly what the differences are in terms of taste.
Colour tops.
Colour tops. Now these are corresponding colour tops. 12, 18 and 24. I do like that. I like the fact that they're corresponding. I think it's very, very good stuff. Also, you've got your needle bottles on here, which I think is wicked as well. It just makes filling so much easier on everything.
Tactile labels.
Tactile labels, not tactical labels as we
Tactically placed tactile labels.
Tactically placed tactile labels, and also chip compliant labels as well. And they've also got John's at e-smokeless on, which is wicked as well. Thumbs up for all of that. So what we're doing? We're going to test them straight away. Let's just have it.
This is the
12
I've got in this one because I don't really like tobacco, so I'm going to go with the less harsh hitting one first.
Well, indeed. Yeah, basically 4.50 for 15ml, 5.99 for 30ml, plus £1 for delivery. Banging prices from John over there at e-smokers. Really can't fault him for that. It's very, very good stuff. Loads of ranges as well, loads of flavours. Sorry, or blends in that range. I know John likes to call them blends because flavours is what kids have. Blends of tobacco and lots of other flavours as well, and it's getting bigger and bigger by the day. John's, I know, is adding quite a few to it. At the minute, it's in the Zeus, 12mg tobacco, rain on the Sigelli 19, 1.1 alcohol.
I've got to say straight off the bat, this 12mg strength tobacco, the Hangsen tobacco, not the HS premium range, the Hangsen tobacco, it's not that bad. And I hate tobacco, but I can actually vape this. This isn't actually like the harsh ashtray hitting that you normally get from a tobaccos that I seem to get anyway. This is quite a, it kind of almost tastes how tobacco smells. If you ever had like rolling tobacco, that's how it kind of tastes to me.
It's a milder tobacco.
Yes, it's more like probably amber leaf, kind of just slightly weaker than that. But I didn't really smoke lower than amber leaf in terms of strength rolling tobacco anyway. I was either that, drum, or Old Holman. So
this is kind of equivalent to a Mayfair Light, I'd say, that kind of level of taste and sort of flavour.
But yeah, it does taste like the smell of rolling tobacco to me, which isn't unpleasant, but I actually still like the smell of rolling tobacco. I don't like the taste of tobacco generally, but this one isn't bad at all.
For me, like we say, it is a milder tobacco. The 12 anyway. We haven't tried the 18 for yet. It's a milder tobacco. I would say sort of your Mayfair Light kind of light cigarette. It's got a very mild, I want to say very, very mild nuttiness. Now I know you sound like stuck up wine drinkers when you say this kind of stuff, but it is just in the back. There's a very there is a very, very subtle. Do you get it as well? Very, very subtle, like sort of nuttiness. You can't pinpoint it to a specific nut. It's just got that.
No, it's
Do you know what I mean?
It's almost nutmeggy.
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 But it's very kind of sort of just in the back, a very mild nuttiness. It's definitely a tobacco flavour. It's not bad at all actually. In terms of tobacco, well, as you've heard William say, quite happily vape this, and I have been vaping this.
I was actually dreading this, guys, because I've been kind of putting this one off because I was like, I've got 3 of them to test in one video, and I was like, no.
There you go. But, I mean, I think we should realistically state these 3 tobaccos are all the same tobacco, just in different strengths. So things as they should be. These should all taste the same, just get increasingly stronger. So throat hit should change, and sort of the way that
I didn't actually say that. On this, I'm getting like a 3.
It's not a massive throat hit.
It's very smooth.
It's enjoyable throat hit off that one. For me, I'm going to give that a 9 for a tobacco flavour. If it's against like some of my fruits and stuff, it's like a 7. But as a tobacco flavour, for me, that's a 9.
Mine's going to be completely out of context for me because as a tobacco flavour, for me, this is a 10 because I could vape this.
There you go. That's as simple
and
as
I hate tobaccos, but this is actually quite nice. I can see why this is probably his best seller.
You have got to bear in mind, guys, that it's totally subjective down to you what you want to vape, how you want to vape it. If you're after, we would say milder end of a cigarette taste.
Well, you're flat, mate. Pass me up the 18.
18, there you go, mate.
That's 18.
That is a mild end of the cigarette taste. So if you're sort of a slightly milder tobacco flavour, the 12 milligram strength of that one does seem to deliver quite well. That is a 1 ohm coil running on CLE19, about 4.1 volts because the battery's not been in there too long. So yeah, it is on the milder end at 12, and the throat hit's only about 3. I'd imagine this all being the way it should be the same kind of flavour, but the throat hit should be slightly more, and obviously delivering you more nicotine. That's
again still quite nice. Obviously, slightly a bit more throat. I'm saying we're going to go probably up to about 5 with this 18 for me. That nut is definitely coming through a little bit more on this one. Slightly more nutty than that one, but that is quite mild compared to this one. But again, it's the same flavour. You're just getting more of it. I just feel on this one. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I agree with it. It might be the fact that because that throat hit's coming through, the flavours travelling differently. We could be.
That reminds me of Mayfair's. You stand at Mayfair, there we
go. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, the difference between the lights and the standard cigarettes isn't the flavour, it is the strength of the tobacco itself. So that actually speaks quite volumes to this liquid. That's a good thing if it's doing that.
So yeah, it's again, it's still quite smooth, even though you're getting that throat hit, because obviously you expect enough an 18. We don't smoke 18 or vape 18s at all. We are 12s and 6s. Yeah, it's quite nice. Again, I'm still getting that kind of nutmeggy taste, but that to me is actually quite pleasant because it's kind of, I think it's getting rid of that ashtray taste that you would normally get off your tobacco. So again, quite nice. Well, yeah, we'll pass up the 24 and we'll get this rolling through.
For me, I'm actually quite enjoying this 18 milligram tobacco. I'm not going to lie. I'll show you the bottle. It's got a bit out of it. Not had too long. You do get a little bit more of that sort of nutty earthiness through on the tobacco. Still definitely a tobacco. It's very, very good as a tobacco. As a 12 was, it's just this delivers the flavour slightly differently as well. I'm just pointing out this is more like the traditional sort of standard Mayfair run-of-the-mill Marlboro Light kind of cigarette, as opposed to that being for us a kind of light cigarette. I think the main factor in that is the throat hit and just the way it feels in general. But it is definitely a tobacco for me. It's very nice, very, very nice indeed. So if you're after that kind of flavour, but you want it to deliver slightly more of the throat hit and a bit more of the punch, I'll definitely say the 18. The 18 is very good. Worm is on the 24 milligram now. It's in a DDA. We haven't got 3 Zeus's, so it has to be in a DDA, unfortunately, because we want to run back to back. 1.3 ohm coil, about 4 volts is.
About that, yeah. No, it's
3.7 volts, so they're all pushing about 10 wattage.
On this one, I'm kind of losing the more nuttier taste. It's more like it's definitely more tobacco than it is nut on that one. Again, this meal throat hit is like a 7.5, maybe 8. Obviously, it's a 24. We're not used to vaping 24, so it's going to hit our throats a little bit harder than it's going to hit yours if you're actually used to vaping a 24. So please bear that in mind. But throat hit on this for us is like, well, for me anyway, is like 7.5, 8. Still, it's tasting like. It's going to sound really weird, but I mean, I've done it before. Like had 2 fags on the go at once when you light one for a friend. Like, yeah, get that double pull. It's kind of like that, but still that Mayfair taste, but very strong, very strong.
Yeah, I mean the flavour's still the same, which is very good. It's consistent.
It's like double strength, isn't it?
It's just like, it's basically like you've got a brand of cigarettes and you've got your sort of super light, your light, and then your normal, or you've got your normal, strong, your light, and your strong, which is good. This for me, I'm not going to go as high as a 7 or an 8. I'm going to go as high as a 6. It's definitely more than the 12 by a mile. It's definitely more than the 18, as you'd expect. The flavour's still pretty consistent though, and it's very good. Should point out, John did say that the 24 is his best seller of this flavour. A bit high for me personally, but we used to vape in 6s and 12s. I can see why this is his best seller. It is a very sort of close to a cigarette vape. I'm getting no ashtray taste of this one still, guys. So it's still like it's still tasting like the smell of a cigarette or rolling tobacco sort of. When you open a pouch of rolling tobacco, or you first open a spag, you get that waft of like tobacco leaf. That's what I'm getting. This is definitely your sort of heavier cigarette. I had a really valid point. I've completely forgotten it. I'm so sorry. It's actually completely gone. It's completely gone. It's completely gone. I really have no idea what I was going to say. That's really pissing me off. As a range, though, this is it's very surprising how he's kept this strength and taste kind of similar, but just stronger every time. It's very good. It is very good. That's what I was going to say. It's come to me. As well as pointed out, with some of these tobacco flavours, you do get an ashtray-ish kind of taste, and the initial pour in it itself does taste remnant of of a cigarette. What cigarette you relate that to is totally on your taste. But it can be very off-putting when you get a sort of an ashtray flavour left in your mouth afterward.
The reason I don't vape tobacco.
This is one of the main reasons why he doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. Some of them don't bother me as much, but they still do annoy me at times, because if you smoke, you get the taste of cigarette in and out. You never taste. You smell like an ashtray, but you never get that taste of an ashtray in your mouth once you've smoked. And this is well, probably as close as we've been in terms of the tobacco flavour to what I would say would be a true smoking experience in terms of flavour and the way it delivers it, as opposed to the kind of really nice like tobacco and then ashtray afterward.
I did notice that we did forget on the 18 to give you like a rating out of 10, so I'm just going to quickly go over that before we forget anymore. Obviously, the 12 for me is a 10 for tobacco. The 18, it's going to be a 9.5 just because of that throat hit. I'm not enjoying the throat hit off of it because it's a 5 and I don't want throat hit, to be honest. I want a smooth vape. That's why I mainly vape fruits and that. So yeah, 9.5. And for this 24, it's going to be lower again. But the flavouring that hasn't changed at all. It's just this throat hit that is just knocking it down for me. It's just a little bit overpowering, and that's
these are personal ones, guys.
Yeah. So even that's only going to be a 9 still. And remember, please bear in mind, I hate tobacco, so this is really good marks for this being a tobacco flavour.
I'm going to kind of flip the opposite, to be honest with you. I gave the 12 a 10. That's now going to go down to a 9 because I actually prefer the 18 out of this range. I don't know why. I don't vape 18 typically, but that 18 I do prefer. Like I say, I have been vaping it. It is in a carto tank. I've been quite enjoying it.
You are getting that more nutty on it. So
you do get. You seem to get what I would want as my flavour. I mean, in the 24, if that's what you prefer, then obviously that's where you're getting the flavour that you enjoy, and obviously nicotine strength as well. And if you're on a 24 milligram strength, then you stick with whatever you want to do. For me personally, the 18 is now 10. You've got your 24, which is an 8 because I prefer the 12 slightly, and the 12 is now 9, which is completely confusing and doing all of that. While we're talking about nicotine strength, very quickly, I know it's completely unrelated to this. I was having a discussion with someone on our Facebook page the other day about nicotine strengths, and people's eagerness to drop them and completely get them off altogether, feeling almost as if there's a pressure to do so. I just want to say, guys, if 24 milligram strength is what you enjoy vaping, stick with it. It's as simple as that. Don't feel pressure in order to reduce strengths. All right, if you're happy with a 24 milligram strength, stick with that 24 milligram strength. If that's what's keeping you off the real deal, then that's what's working for you, and make sure you continue doing so. Yeah,
again, it's like anything we say with juices. Stick with your personal tastes and preferences. Don't say because we think this is a really good juice. Don't immediately go about it. If you don't like tobaccos, don't buy a tobacco. I probably wouldn't buy tobacco, but if I was going to buy a tobacco, at the moment, this would be the one I want to buy.
Yeah.
It's the only one I've actually enjoyed so far.
If you're after something like a drinking vape, this is probably, especially if you kind of used to in the pub, this would be a very good way to get that back, because you can do this in a lot of pubs as well. So it'd be like being a proper pub again. But like I say, guys, whatever keeps you off the real deal is the way forward, and well done for it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Mr. Proton. It's been the Worm.
See you soon, guys.